What is cracking, collective? It's your girl Ash, aka Goddess Goals in the building, okay? Aka Earth, Wind, Fire, Water. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I want to talk about how life can just be so amazing, or how, right? Critical thinking can be so amazing, right? CT, critical thinking, all right? This is what I am calling the psychic ability, as you would say, but it's not a psychic ability. It's just using parts of your brain, using your brain to the highest frequency, or the highest frequency that you can use your brain as, right? Or the ways that you can think, or how you can just imagine things popping into your brain, or hearing things, right? And how they can make sense in other ways, and how they can talk about events in life, or the events that other people have said that was created in life or happened in life. And that's what critical thinking is all about, or the movie, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like either you know, if you are using your brain, if you are like a person where you don't know where you get the knowledge from, but the knowledge just comes, I feel like it's basically a frequency of the person that has created it, right? Maybe their bloodline frequency, or maybe some type of tape, right? When you think about a tape, you think about a VCR, all right? For some reason, I'm getting a VCR where you rewind, and you can rewind certain things, and where you can rewind the tape, right? And go all the way back, and then press forward again, and watch it again. Okay, so it's something about watching and rewatching something again. All right, now when I created this page and I created the name Earth, Air, Fire, Water, I had no idea that it's basically other shows, other, you know, TVs, episodes that basically talk about earth, air, fire, water. I didn't know anything much about the elements, but I just knew like this is what I should be doing. Okay, and this is what I should be talking about, and this is what I should be sharing on the platform. For whatever reason, I need to share it. um I don't feel comfortable calling myself like a psychic, because I can't, because people will come to me and message me like, oh well, tell me this and tell me that, and I'm like, I don't know, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I know if I don't know. So during these episodes, I'm just flowing and going with things that pop in my brain, and find out that I do know, right? And share it with you guys, and maybe some of you guys can relate to it. Some of you guys might find some type of connection to it, or connection to a person, um, as well. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's go. All right. So it's something about a person that was standing in front of me in the line yesterday when I went to the aid office. Okay, so I went to the aid office 3 times. It's something about the number three. Okay, we talked about the number three before, in which I had said Wednesday, right? Okay, and you know, this was the third time me going to the aid office yesterday, right? And when you think about aid, right? Aid, AID, you think about help. All right, somebody that is aiding another person, helping another person heal, and things like that. So I feel like this might be connected to that, but the number three in general, okay, and also Wednesday. Now what I'm getting is something to rewind back, or something to go back to, something to look back at. I might have to turn the comments off. I don't like distractions, you know. All right. So, anyways, um anyways, um distractions. All right. Something about mountaintops. Somebody is aiding you to the mountaintop, or aiding something into the mountaintop. Okay. I don't know if that has something to deal with that. I'm also seeing the movie where the person goes inside of the cave, and inside of the cave basically is the dragon, right? And everybody talks about this dragon, okay? And it's the one where, she supposed to marry this person, but when she marries them, they throw her down into the dungeon inside of a mountain, basically with the dragon. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. And it's about how angry the dragon was, and how the dragon was killing all these people, right? And find out the family basically had to make some type of sacrifice here, all right, to the dragon. So every time they had to make a sacrifice. But see, the thing about it is, what the family was doing, the sacrifice that they were making was a sacrifice of a wife, right? Just because she had their last name doesn't mean that she was connected to them. So it's something about, just because you have a person last name doesn't make that you being connected to them, right? So this is what this family would do. This family, in order for them to cause themselves not to have the bad karma, basically they found someone that loved their child, and they would sacrifice the woman because she had the last name, but that wasn't originally her last name. Basically, you're doing stuff to people that is wrong, but yet you're finding ways to get out of your karma. So that is something about that here, or marrying into some type of karmic cycle, marrying into some type of karma. Okay. um this is the movie that I'm seeing. All right. So it's something about maybe rewinding that movie, looking back at that movie. Where did that movie come from? Was it a movie inside of that movie? Okay, as well. That's what I'm getting. Now, the reason why inside of this movie, the reason why the dragon basically killed the 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 woman or the bride, right, was because what the family did to her children back in the day. The family killed her children back in the day, right? Did something wrong to her children. So that's why she was so angry. That's why she was so upset. That's why she was so mad. And sometimes that's all we need is a person, just one person, to come along and to bring some understanding to the situation, or come along and bring some understanding into another person, right? And to care about the person that has been hurt. So it's something about somebody is looking at another person as a bad individual, or the dragon, and whole time they didn't understand the why. So it's kind of like two people are getting played here in a certain situation, when it's all somebody else's fault, or it has something to deal with all with somebody else, okay, which is the family that has been getting away with not sacrificing themselves, but sacrificing other people for their well-being, for what they have done. All right, so it's like you shouldn't be sacrificing other people for the things that you have done wrong to another person, and not actually getting the karma that you deserve, that is actually put on you and your family. So it's something about that here. Okay, that's also what I'm getting. All right. I'm not sure how it went, or how did the woman basically make it out of the cave. I feel like she was connected to another person that actually cared about her, another person that actually loved her. I'm not sure if it was her father or whoever it was, but she was connected to somebody, basically somebody that knew that, okay, something's not right here, something didn't add up right here. Okay, so it's something or somebody that knows something about the family, or figured out something about the family, that it just don't seem right, it just don't add up right, it just can't be right. Okay, and they're like, okay, so where is the bride, right? Where is the bride? Where is the girl that we are talking about in this movie that basically got thrown down into this cave, all right, into this mountain with the dragon? um but like I said, I'm not sure how it went. It's something about rewinding it, going back, okay? And it's something about Disney here, a Disney movie. What Disney movie was this connected to? So I feel like that basically this was a cartoon movie before it became actual movie with like actors and people like that, or this has some type of details um that was the same details of back in the day. I'm also getting the swan, or I'm seeing a swan as well. All right. So right now, see what I'm doing, or what I'm trying to do, is that I am not trying to use like any cards or anything. It's like whatever I just feel, whatever drops into my brain is what I'm going with. I'm not trying to use anything. So it's a lot of mumble jumble. And like I said, later on it might make sense. All right, so what else I'm also getting is that is that basically this was a old movie. Okay, and I'm getting that people always remake movies, or something is always remade, or the signs and the symbols are inside of the movie. Okay, and this might have something to deal with either two women, or a woman that's angry and a woman that is the bride. Okay, and if this is not a woman, this might be a man, but it's something specific about this, right? And it's something specific about somebody coming inside of the cave as well to save this bride, to save this woman. Okay, but see, the bride, the woman, is actually the person that saves the dragon. I'm not sure if this has something to deal with it, or if this how the movie went, but this is the movie that I'm seeing, but I can't remember the movie in detail. Okay, so I believe that the woman saves the dragon simply because, once again, somebody needs to understand the dragon. Somebody needs to understand why this woman is angry, why this woman is upset, why this, dragon is doing the things that they're doing, but also is stopping other people from killing this dragon. Okay? Um right, because sometimes when we are in a situation where maybe a specific person that we love is being hurt, outside energies only want to go after the dragon, right? They don't think, of, all right, well, what if it's something different that's going on with this dragon? What if it's something different going on in this situation? What if? What about the what ifs? Okay, somebody is not thinking about the what ifs. Okay, but I feel like that this bride basically protects this dragon and explains to these people, this is what they did. And at the end of the day, this dragon is not our enemy. This dragon is just doing what it has, one, naturally been taught, and number two, what it's hurt by, and number three, what these people have manipulated this dragon out of or for. So I feel like it's all these different scenarios here, and I feel like somehow this bride, right, finds a way to open up this dragon and make this dragon soft, and go towards the people that the anger actually supposed to be towards, or actually supposed to be shifted to, right? Who does the anger actually supposed to be shifted to? Why are we angry? And we should be angry, but at the same time, it's like two people that are being done wrong in a situation, and they need to find a way to work together in order to make things right. Now, in this movie, I can't remember what happened at the end. I don't know as well, right? But this dragon was ruthless. This dragon was out to find whoever it needed to find to get revenge, right? So it's just something about that in that situation. I also feel somebody like pulling on my energy. I always feel like, for some reason, some weird reason, the left side of my energy always being pulled on. And I can honestly say I don't like it. I don't like the left side of my energy being pulled on, or somebody from the left is always pulling on the left side of my brain. I forgot what's the left side of your brain. I believe that is, the main thing, the logic, the thinking, the this, the that. It's like somebody is pulling on it, and I hate that shit. Um, but yeah. So, um, this is just basically critical thinking. So I don't know if somebody's in a situation like this. I don't know if this is a movie. I don't know. But I'm getting a cartoon, and now it's not a cartoon. It is like a real situation. Okay. And I feel like that, when this woman, this bride came to this family, came to this castle, came around these people that were so lively, so um open, but I believe it was like one person that just didn't sit right with them. I'm not sure if it didn't sit right with the bride, or it didn't sit right with the person that she came with. I believe it was her little sister or something like that. I'm not really sure, but somebody felt like it was something wrong about this. And I feel like that's how it is in most situations, where you have somebody that may tell you, or you have you that is telling yourself, I don't feel right about this situation, or something doesn't feel right about this situation, or what about this dragon? It's something that doesn't feel right about this dragon, that you just steady saying that. And I mean, we can go in the Bible, right? Okay, can we get an amen? All right, we can go in the Bible now. I've heard many stories about the Bible. I've heard many different things, right? So I don't know what is the truth. I don't know anything. I'm just flowing and going. I know nothing, right? So what I did read once, which was about Archangel Ariel. Now, Archangel Ariel, she was one of the archangels, and basically she had uh, passed away inside of one of the battles, like the good versus evil battle. Of course, she was good, but some of the angels did not like her because she was basically trying to um has sympathy for, I believe, either the devil or the dragon. She has sympathy for them. She didn't want them to be banished or something like that. It was like she was trying to understand them in a certain situation. So I don't know if this is just like that or whatever the case may be. But what I learned in life is that sometimes we look at the people that are evil, that are bad, that are this, that are that. We look at them as, oh man, they're just like that. But why are they like that, right? Why did that happen to them? What happened to them to make them, well, what did you do? Right? The people that are looking like they're the good ones, what did you do to make this person do that? Right? And sometimes we just need that person that is like the bride, right? When you look at a bride, when you look at a person that is a bride, when you look at a person that is getting married, it's like she has become pure, she has become clean, right? So when you are clean, you are able to look at things in multiple different ways. And just because you are a woman, that doesn't mean that a man can't be your bride as well, that a man can't see things in a way where I see both sides, I see clearly, I see cleanly, you know. So that is something that I am getting here. I believe the end of the story is very important. I'm not really sure of the movie if the dragon helps fight the people or whatever the case may be in the castle. I'm not really sure. But I know that the bride saves the dragon. And I know that sometimes in a book, right, that they talk about certain angels didn't 100% agree with the devil being banished down or whatever the case may be. They kind of wanted to give him a little bit more sympathy or whatever the case may be. But God still never looked at Archangel Ariel as a traitor. And that's what I feel like that sometimes we get messed up in life as well. It's like, just because I disagree with you, or just because I see things in maybe a little bit more sympathetic way, doesn't mean that, I'ma crucify you. Doesn't mean that I'ma let you go just because you agree with somebody outside of me. Can I get a man? Can I get an amen? Because I feel like sometimes in organizations, sometimes dealing with people that are around us, sometimes just because I disagree with your way, or just because I may feel differently, doesn't mean that we are enemies. And I feel like that is a way that how we can see God, right? We can see God as Like, okay, I understand you, Archangel Ariel. I understand you and your thinking. I understand what you're saying, and I respect it, and I still love you, and I still know that you are 100% down for me, just because you are a little bit more lenient with this person or this creature, or with this demon, as we would say, right? You know, so I feel like that has something to deal with it as well, but mainly it is rewinding back, going back, VCR tape back, right? The old tapes back. It's something about thinking about the old tapes, the old times back. And earlier I was talking about just to myself, and thinking about like, I should have bought you flowers and should have held your hand. And like I say, sometimes when I get feelings, I get different feelings from songs. Songs may not mean the same thing to me as they mean to other people. So it's about, I should have bought you flowers, I should have held your hand, should have gave you all my hours when I had the chance. Took you every to party because I know you love to dance, but now my baby's dancing and she's dancing with another man. So understand that I feel like that in my eyes, that Bruno Mars wasn't talking about an actual like girlfriend. That Bruno Mars, what if this is Bruno Mars outside of Bruno Mars, and this is like a father, right? A father that is talking about how he wasn't there for his daughter, how he missed all this and that and that and that for his daughter. This is his daughter, right? And he missed those things, and he's like, this is what I should have did, this is what I should have did. And watching his daughter now be this bride, and watching somebody now love his daughter the correct way, or do things with his daughter that he should have did. And that was my way of looking at it or seeing it. And I feel like that is something that has to deal with this as well. And I was just like, just because a father may not be there, or a father wasn't there at the time, you know, doesn't mean that the daughter is upset, doesn't mean that the daughter doesn't love the father, doesn't mean that those things are like, just, oh, I hate you for this. I feel like no, that's not the case at all. I feel like when you go through life and you start to experience life more and more and more and more, you start to notice, like, man, and in my life, if you believe that you have one life, right? You notice that, man, I've made many mistakes, and I've been selfish, and I've been only thinking about myself, and I've been in predicaments where I couldn't even move. Okay, can I get an amen? Where I couldn't move, to be with you, where I couldn't move to do for you, where I couldn't move to act upon you, where I couldn't move, and I just had to think about myself, or I just was selfish and I had to think about myself. But that doesn't mean that I didn't love you. That doesn't mean that I don't regret that of the things that I've done, right? So it's like, you know, this is what I should have done. But you know, as the daughter, understanding that she still loves the father even if he wasn't there, is because the daughter realizes that in life, it's things that you can't control. It's just certain things that you can't control, and it's certain things in your life as an adult that you will go through, and that you will wish that you had changed but you couldn't. And that's just life, right? And I don't know how this basically adds up to this story or this movie, or whatever the case may be, but this is just what I'm getting, and this is just what I'm feeling. All right. And I believe her. I don't know what happened in the movie, right? But at the same time, her father in this movie came through for her. In the movie with the dragon, her father came through. Her father, I know it was her father, came through. And I mean, he was willing to kill the dragon, or have everybody be willing to kill the dragon. But also, the bride had to step in and be like, look, father, I want you to understand, this is what these people did to this dragon. You know, this is what these people did. And it is not us against the dragon. It is us against the people that did this to the dragon and continue to do this to people like us. Right? And if we want to resonate that with the Bruno Mars song and what it's talking about, it's like, all right, forgiving somebody because I have to forgive you for what you did because I realized that I did the same thing. I messed up in the same way. It may be different ways or different circumstances or different scenarios, but I've messed up too. So, how can I get mad at you? How can I be mad at you when in life I realized that I did the same thing too? And I can't be mad at you, but sometimes I can be mad at life, right? Sometimes we can be mad at life. Why? Why can we be mad at life? Because life always throws us curveballs. Life always puts things in our way, right? Just certain things just coming our way, certain situations coming our way. We might feel moments of depression. We might feel moments of neglect. We might feel moments of neglecting ourselves. We might feel moments of where we're just looking for love at love and being in love, and we forgetting about the people that love us. We are always being tested, and that's the thing. So it's like, at the same time, I can't be mad at life for testing me, but I can't be mad at another person that maybe failed a test that I failed too. So yeah, it's probably something about that, and maybe something resonated, maybe something is making sense here. I have no idea, right? And sometimes having no idea is the idea. Maybe not knowing is everything that you need to know. Maybe saying I know nothing is knowing everything all in the same sense. Oh, maybe, maybe, maybe that's what it's all about, right? And maybe it's not all about that for other people and some people, right? But maybe it is what it's all about for me right now. So that is just something that I came up with or had to say. And maybe we need to learn more about this movie, with the woman with the dragon and the dragon and the marriage and the throwing her down the damn hole in the cave in the mountain. All right. And where did this movie come from, right? Let's look deeper. Where did it come from? Where did it start from? Where did it originate from? Did it originate from something else? And I'll be busy back, baby. Peace.